In Pakistan, in the region Jaranwala, 8 churches have been burned down, together with homes that were set on fire, homes belonging to Christians. This was done by a huge mob that violently went out there and attacked Christians over rumors, over allegations. According to the allegations, a Christian or 2 Christians disrespected the Quran. They tore out pages of the Quran and disrespected it. And the retaliation for that is not to go and confront those Christians and to talk to them. It's not even just to arrest those Christians, because blasphemy is illegal in Pakistan. Of course, that only applies to blasphemy against Islam, and it's punishable by death. The reaction from the regular Muslim mob is to go out there and to attack churches, all of them, without discrimination,
Okay, so you basically get the gist of Apuss's argument, where he says, well, basically what he's saying is that this is Islam's fault, that when Muslims feel the Quran is disrespected or Islam is disrespected, they go out and destroy churches and buildings, and they just go crazy and start killing people, etc., etc. Then he says that, well, the punishment for blasphemy, according to Islam, is death. Now, Apuss is just so fucking ignorant that it's not even funny, because where in the Quran does it say kill people for blasphemy? It doesn't say it anywhere. The Bible actually says kill people for blasphemy. In the book of Leviticus, it says kill people who blasphemy against the Lord. The Quran never says that. So you can blaspheme all you want, as long, you're not going to get killed according to Quranic theology. Another problem is Apuss does not understand, and the critics don't understand, culture versus religion. When you mix culture with religion, everything goes to hell. And that's what's happening here, is that the Pakistani culture, or I don't know how to describe, but the problem is that Muslims always mix their culture with their religion. Their culture, these are cultural practices. This has nothing to do with religion. I'll prove it right now. The Quran clearly states in the Quran, chapter 60, verse 8, Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion and do not expel you from your homes from being righteous towards them and acting justly towards them. Indeed, Allah loves those who act just. So according to the Quran, chapter 60, verse 8, as long as people aren't violently attacking you, you can live peacefully with them. So, and then, other verses in the Quran say there's no compulsion in religion. Quran chapter 2, verse 256. And you can live peacefully with disbelievers. In Quran chapter 109. Quran chapter 88, verse 21 to 22. The Prophet Muhammad is told, you are only a reminder, you are not a watcher over them, etc., etc. So, various Quranic verses say you can live peacefully with disbelievers who aren't violently attacking you first, etc., etc. So that disproves that Islam allows violence towards, people who are doing blasphemy, or people who are criticizing Islam or blasphemy against Islam. If that was the case, David Wood and Apuss would have been dead a long time ago. They would not have survived to make YouTube videos. But anyways, I just wanted to comment that Apuss is just wrong, or he's confusing culture with religion. And I expect, his ignorance, I expect him to be ignorant about those facts. So Apuss is just wrong here, or he doesn't understand the cultural side of things. Now, I don't condone what's happening in Pakistan. I don't agree with them, or I don't support them destroying churches and killing Christians, or having violent protests and violent mobs, in protest of destroying the Quran. I don't support that, right? So I think there's better ways to deal with what I like to call attention-seeking blasphemers like David Wood and the people who are destroying the Quran in Sweden and Pakistan. I think there are better ways to do that than responding with violence to their religious beliefs, whether it's churches or some atheist gathering, etc., etc. Whether what Muslims are doing is wrong when they use violence to respond to blasphemy, because the Quran doesn't teach that, and that's just culture. That's Arab culture, or that's Pakistani culture, or that's like whatever culture. Like Apus doesn't understand that. He just wants to blame Islam for everything, but the reality is it's culture, whether it's Arab culture or Pakistani, whatever culture it is, it's culture that's causing these problems. It's culture you know, uh, it's culture you know, that's responding with blasphemy, with violence. It's culture that's, abusing women in Arab culture or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. So you get my point that, it's culture that's to blame for this, and not the Quran or not Islam. But that's what Apus is trying to say. He's trying to say Islam is to blame for that violence and uh, that mob, and the violence that these Pakistanis are doing. No, it has nothing to do with religion. It's just a cultural reaction to what's happening. And like I said, if you mix culture with religion, everything goes to hell. So you have to keep those two separate. Otherwise, there's going to be serious problems. So this is just my 2 cents on Apus's video. Stay tuned, more videos coming up ahead.